Hello and welcome to Eurotech Greensboro. In the shop today we have an Austin Healey Sprite made in 1964. It's one of the nicest examples of these cars I've ever seen, so let's go have a closer look. Made in 1964, this Sprite is so small I'm sitting in a chair and have it basically level. I'll take a shot of it with me standing next to it in just a minute and you can see how teeny tiny this car really is. As a one owner since new car, it actually belongs to the son of the man that bought it new, and it was purchased new at this dealership in Atlanta. I have no idea if they're still in existence or not. The car underwent an extensive restoration about 10 years ago, and I have to say the results are nothing short of magnificent. It is, as I said, a very small car. The Sprite version of this car, MG also made a version of it that they called the MG Midget. And the Sprite was kind of decluttered or de-optioned. It had disc wheels with hubcaps as opposed to the wire wheels available on the Midget. And there was some chrome trim on the Midget that didn't come on the Austin Healey Sprite. Other than that, the cars are pretty much identical. This one, as you can see, is fairly simple construction. There's only about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts to the body. But it does have everything a car should have. It has headlights and turn signals, bumpers front and rear, and a nice little Austin Healey badge on the front. And coming around to the passenger side, you see a very nice trim little British sports car. Let's have a look at the interior in this car, which is very nicely done. 2 seats in vinyl, the way they came from the factory. A lovely dashboard. We'll come around here and show you from the side view. It's really quite comfortable. I'm over 6 feet. I fit in the car very nicely and can get in and out of it. The door opening is a little bit narrow, but it's not bad at all. Nice door panels and a magnificently equipped dash with full instrumentation, speedometer, tachometer, a fuel gauge, and a combination oil pressure temperature gauge. That is a hallmark of the British car industry, that dual gauge there. The other controls we have are a little push button for the windshield washer, which is a manually operated pump. We have a pull knob for the heater control. We have a light switch, instrument panel switch, a windshield wiper switch, and another knob for the choke, which we pull out to start the car when it's cold. The car has a 4-speed transmission, and the shifter is right there. It has a handbrake, and looking down below, we see the 3 pedals for the clutch, brake, and the accelerator. And it has a push button dimmer switch that you push with your left foot. And then you have the T handle, which we pull to open the hood, which we're going to do in just a minute and have a look at this marvelous engine. I've gone back to the tripod for just a moment to show you how the hood opens. There's a safety catch right here by my right hand. I flip that up, raise the hood up, and right here is the hood prop rod, which I can pull out of a clip, and it has a socket that fits into here. That holds it up. Very simple. This is the standard little British car engine of the 60s. This one is 1,000 cc's. This particular engine they built in variations of from 850 to 1275 cc's. They just kept getting better and better and better and bigger. This one uses 2 SU carburetors. They work magnificently. So air filter, carburetor, carburetor. Positive crankcase ventilation. This is the cap for the coolant for the radiator. This is the radiator. The thermostat lives right under here. This is the upper radiator hose. So this hose ducts air, fresh air into the heater. This is the heater. The blower fan is right there, and the actual element for the heater is inside this box. This is the ignition coil, which you'll notice says Lucas on it. This is the distributor. The part I'm pointing to right now is the vacuum advance for the distributor. This is the solenoid for the starter. Has a generator. This one has been converted to a spin-on oil filter, which makes oil changes a lot easier if you can figure out which oil filter it uses. A voltage regulator, battery with a battery cutoff device, which is not factory. And we'll come around. This engine compartment is really magnificent. It's just absolutely as nice as can be. We have a windshield wiper motor, which operates off a cable, so the cable runs up to the wiper transmission. This is a later model brake master cylinder and clutch master cylinder, so it's a dual master cylinder, which is a bit safer and maybe easier to get parts for. The car has a compartment behind the seats, which is filled mostly with the top. If the top were up, you would have room for some luggage, but not much. You can see there's just a little bit of space here, and this is the convertible top right here, which is a bit of a chore to put up. And this cover is held down with some rather interesting, typically British fasteners. Here is a lift the dot fastener. And if you can see, it says lift the dot to release it. So as we continue our tour around the car, let's look in the trunk. So looking in the trunk, we're going to notice that it has a prop rod, just like the hood, a prop rod to hold the trunk lid up. The spare tire is missing. It would be held down by that device there. This upside down U-shaped vinyl bag contains the bows for the top, and above that are the tools, the jack and the lug wrench to change the tire. And there's room for maybe 2 small suitcases in there. And you'd be surprised how much stuff people can put in one of these trunks. It's interesting to note that the windows roll up and down with a crank. The earlier cars used a side curtain, which would be fixed in place. It has these nice little vent windows here, which get a little bit more air into the interior. The doors are lockable. This little latch right here locks it from the inside. And it has a key lock from the outside. So this concludes our tour of the Austin Healey Sprite, the 1964 Sprite. I hope you enjoyed it. It was rather brief, but I think we showed most everything. And I'm glad you joined me for this, and stay tuned for more of the same in the future. Have a good day.